Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. And today we are here with another episode of Living in the Miracle, talking about everyday miracle in our lives. And today we have the special guest, Brandon Drake. Hello, Brandon. Thanks for joining. And please tell the audience who you are and what you're doing in this beautiful world.
Yeah, my name is Brandon Drake. I'm based in Laguna Beach, California, born in Hawaii. Now living in California, but I love what I get to do every day. I work for a health technology company, and essentially what we do is we provide blood work interpretation software that really helps practitioners be more effective and efficient at analyzing blood test results. And I really love what I do because I get to connect with our target market, who are practitioners with a personalized, preventative, and root cause driven healthcare philosophy. And I'm fully aligned with that strategy when it comes to helping people, because I believe that's the best strategy to optimize health outcomes. And if I could contribute to that process, which I am doing, I'm very grateful in what I get to do. I get to provide them with technology that allows them to run their business better so that they can better interpret blood work for their clientele and their patients.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. So let's just dive into the miracles of our everyday life. And it was interesting because we had to communicate a little bit before the show, and we were talking about, I just mentioned that it was interesting how I manifested what I'm doing now, because during the time of pandemic, when I lost my corporate job, I was just sitting and brainstorming, and I said, I truly want to have the job where all I have to do is just to carry my laptop, and I can do anything from anywhere in the world. So this way I'm just, I can't be even on vacation and just do my work. And it was interesting how it all manifested. When I had this thought, Brandon, I didn't have any clue. What exactly am I gonna do? But that's exactly how miraculously the universe works for us. When we set our intention on something, when we start thinking about it, it just, started to show us the way, how can we have exactly what we want. And I would love you to share your story. What made you go from corporate world to do what you are doing now?
Yeah, and like you, I didn't know what exactly what I was going to be doing. In terms of what I do now, I had no expectation. This is a surprise to me, and it's a great surprise. But, essentially I was in corporate, and I was in IT, so that's why I call myself healthy data guy, because I remember my past. I was in data, I was a data migration specialist, a data scientist, anything data related. I was a technical guy in the corporate job, and I just wasn't really satisfied with what I was doing. The people are great, but the job itself, I didn't have a passion for it. Every day I would think about to myself, what else could I do? Like every day I would think about that, and I didn't have the answer for that. And the thing that really influenced me to come up with an answer that made me change my perspective of what I truly wanted to do is, unfortunately, my family, some family members struggled and or passed away with either heart attack, stroke, double, triple bypass surgery. And I myself had pre-hypertension at a young age, and pre-hypertension is going to lead to those same conditions. And I didn't want to repeat history. So basically, I took it upon myself to be a lot healthier. I read books, learned how to cook. And finally, the light bulb went on, and I said to myself, you know what? I want to go into health and wellness. I don't know exactly what but I'm definitely going to figure it out. So I did a little research, while I was working, and I knew I was going to make the habit to actually quit that job. And eventually, when I figured it out, I quit my job, and I went to holistic nutrition and culinary arts school, functional nutrition school, and did some sales and marketing training. But through that whole process, I tried different things within health. So I was a therapeutic personal chef. I cooked for people that had metabolic issues, meaning like heart attack, stroke, prediabetes, diabetes, hypertension. And now I felt I had a purpose. I was actually doing something that meant a lot to me. I was helping people with food to help them heal in their metabolic issues, whether it's heart attack, stroke, prediabetes, hypertension, or I was coaching them, or I was doing both. And that felt more satisfying than my computer job, because I was contributing to something that meant a lot to me. And so, yeah. And the thing is, what I really did like about my job is something that was unexpected. I actually like the relationship building part of it. I like the sales part of it. People call it sales, but I call it relationship building because I really liked it because I was taking my time to get to know my client or my prospect, understanding their goals and their challenges and seeing how I could really support them. And if I could help them, I let them know, hey, let's make this happen. And if I couldn't, then I would reach out to my network of other trusted partners to connect them to my prospect so that they were better supported. All that mattered to me was that the client was taken care of. And because I like this process a lot, I realized, you know what? I think I want to do sales and business development for either a practitioner or a health company. And so I did a lot of networking, met a lot of practitioners, and one of my networking partners referred me to a lady that was the owner of a health technology company. So I talked to her, and it was not a job interview or anything like that. It was basically getting to know each other, because when I do one-on-ones with business professionals, my goal is to get to know you, understand your business, to see how I can support you. And I had that same mindset with her. And after getting to know her, I said to myself, man, I want to work with this lady. This was unexpected, but I wanted to work with her because she was very heart-centered. She was genuine. She was mission-driven. And she was doing something in the health space that really meant a lot to me. Her company, LabSmarts, was providing blood work interpretation software to help practitioners just be better at analyzing blood test results. And what really what drew me into what she was doing is her solution was more personalized. Basically, the blood work interpretation software was taking into consideration a client's unique characteristics like their age, gender, ethnicity, elevation in which they live in, pregnancy by trimester, and many other factors that more accurately interpret blood test results compared to conventional medicine. And that's why I wanted to work with her, because it was a personalized solution. So I set up another meeting with her, and she just thought I wanted to know more about her and her business, but little did she know that I was going to pop the question and be like, hey, I want to work with you. So when I told her that, she was like, wow, that's actually thank you for that, because I'm actually stretched thin in my work because I do so many things that I need to find somebody else to alleviate some of the work that I'm doing. And so I've been working with her for a year. I love what I'm doing. Now I'm the VP of Business Development, and my goal is to do relationship building, otherwise known as sales. But there really is, it's to take my time to get to know practitioners, their goals, their challenges, and seeing how I can support them. And by creating these relationships, it eventually turns into sales or whatnot. And so that's what I love doing. I'm contributing to something that means a lot to me because I'm helping practitioners who help people in order to improve their client health outcomes. So in a way, I help people who help people, and that means a lot to me.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much for this beautiful share. So what comes for me, like, let's go back, let's rewind to your story. First of all, any situation that happened in our life, there is that cause and effect, right? So because you watched, others' health issues, then you had your own conditions. This is something that actually propelled you on a different path, because you were very mindful about your health. You really wanted to be healthy. And this is exactly what allows you to think outside of the box and looking for the solutions where others would be just relying on the conventional medicine. So this is like a big step right forward. And then when you started to think about it, like you said, you didn't know where exactly to do, where to go and where to start. But the point is, like I said, the more we start asking ourselves and just kind of pondering with the question that we want to receive the answer, at one point, the doors is going to be opening for us and we are going to receive our answers. And that's exactly what happened for you, right? You decided you're going to pursue your holistic education, and you actually loved it. And then I love that way when you met with this person. And what really a good point coming out of that conversation is never shy away to ask the question.
Exactly.
Because when you ask the question, then you're going to receive the answers, right? Like, she also happened to actually look for somebody who could be a help for her, right? But if you didn't ask that question, she would assume that you're not interested, or maybe she didn't even think at that point until you actually came with that question, right? So the idea is, if we don't ask the question, the answer is always going to be no. But for us to know the true answer, it's okay, and we learn how to ask questions, right? And I love this story. It's so beautiful. So
And what makes it even more beautiful is when I met her, we found out that we went to the same holistic nutrition and culinary arts school. Not at the same time. She's a little bit older than me, but she went to that school. She was in the nutrition program, but I was in the culinary program. But already I knew I was going to get along with her because our health, morals, and values were fully aligned. So I'm aligned with the founder that I work with. I'm aligned with the company. I'm aligned with our target market. There's so much alignment going on. It's crazy.
yeah, absolutely. Like it is miraculous, right? Like here we go talking about the miracles. When we
Yeah.
start like get interested into what we truly want to pursue, we
Yeah.
see the opportunities that otherwise we would have missed because we wouldn't be focusing on that, right? And that's a great thing. Like I always say that there are no coincidences in this universe. Like our universe always orchestrates everything, and it works with the same precision as the laws of mathematics. So once you understand how the laws of universe operate and how to actually use these laws to our own advantage, our lives are dramatically changing in a great way. So we become less dependent on what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the society, knowing that we can create our own economy. We can create our own life that really is true to ourselves. And I truly love when we were talking off the air, when you said something about, like you just took the risk. Can you just like really elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so that risk was ingrained in me growing up. I played a lot of sports, and one of my coaches that I remember, he said to me during a loss, he says, "All progress takes place outside the comfort zone." And I always took that mantra in my head when things weren't going well. It's like, hey, that's okay, because all progress takes place outside the comfort zone. I'm uncomfortable right now, but it's only going to get better because I'm going to learn from that mistake and continue to improve and get better for it. So like I said, I'm always a big advocate of self-improvement for myself, getting better. Yeah, there's going to be failures, but that's okay. Like that's just part of life, and I actually don't mind it. Like now, I was never a person that was outspoken, but because I quit my job, now I am, because I learned how to do that. And when I get no's from people when it comes to sales, like I just brush it off my back and I could care less. Like it doesn't matter to me anymore. It's like all progress takes place out of the comfort zone. And when you get those no's, eventually you're going to get those yeses, but it just develops deep character within you in terms of not taking things for granted or not taking things personally, I guess, when people say no. And that's allowed me to continue to catapult and grow in terms of what I do today. And I'm glad I'm at this position now, because I never would have got to this position if I didn't quit my corporate job. I would have found that, that passion or that mentality of just being happy and being in my true purpose.
I just love what you mentioned, because that's exactly what the studies was showing about any sales, right? Because obviously whatever we do as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
it's everything, like on our plate, right? We wear multiple hats and we have to kind of, juggle around with everything, right? And that's what they were saying, like in the sales, because our human nature is prone to say no like 6-7 times before we actually say yes. And it's not because we don't value something. It's just because, like I said, we are just on the autopilot. Like our brain functions on the autopilot.
Exactly.
So anything that somebody offers, first what comes to our mind, like no, this is a scam. No, I don't need it. Like all these negative thoughts come to the play. So we never actually evaluate something as the value and step out of our analytical mind and just thinking from our heart and saying just, like, let's try, let's see what it is. Hey, Toby, it's great to see you. So joining into the conversation, but this is the point, like, people never think from their hearts, and the heart would say exactly what is good for you, right? Because our hearts already have the answers. But it's all about training our mind to take a break and allow our hearts to speak, like really understanding what's good for us.
I agree. And when you follow your heart, you're going to be in your zone of passion. And when you're in your zone of passion, the people that you come across will read that, and you'll read that from them. And then you'll automatically incorporate people in your life that are going to support you, and you're going to support them. It's just a never ending cycle of positivity, of support. So, yeah.
And I remember you mentioned something you said to me earlier. You said, you know what, I just took the risk and I decided to do it because the least I wanted to do like 40 years from now, just thinking and regretting. Like,
Yeah.
tell a little bit more about it, right? It's all about just taking the risk, taking that leap of faith, because you're not the first one who has done that.
Exactly.
And obviously,
Yeah.
it works for somebody, it's definitely gonna work for you, and it just requires some discipline, some like believe in yourself, and obviously you do have the failures along the way because it's part of the process. You cannot grow just with like a beautiful positive things, because that's how we become who we are, right? That's how we become more resilient. Like we train ourselves, we grow, we evolve with this work, but this is part of the process. But then when we are in that state, and I was telling that to Brandon earlier, I said, sometimes I just laugh when, like watching the people when I go on the streets, and majority of the faces are not happy faces. That's because people are so much into their heads, and they constantly thinking about the issues, the problems, to do things. And it's like their face expression actually shows their true reality. And for the people like us who decided to just break from the society norms and just do something that really makes our heart on fire, something that really makes us alive. And that's exactly what we are showing others, that we all have something inside of us. For some people, it's like buried somewhere deep, that when we ask people, what do you truly want from life? People just like clueless, because they were never asked that question in their life. So they know more what they do not want than what they truly want in their life. So it's like a good time, especially now, like we are getting to the end of this year, and a lot of people love to make, New Year resolution. Like, what would be something that you want to see yourself in 2024, and just start like making these beautiful dreams, not something like the goals that you can clearly see yourself reaching, but something like out of this world. Because everything is happening and everything is possible because we are living in a miracle. The life itself is miracle, and we can actually attract all kind of miracles to ourselves. So I truly invite the listeners to start thinking, what kind of miracle would I want to attract? Either it's in the relationship, or maybe, stepping out of their career and having your own business. Like truly pursue the passion, and that's exactly what makes us who we are, right?
I agree.
So Brandon,
I like how Toby said your heart is your true brain. So thanks, Toby.
yes,
I agree.
absolutely, yes. Toby's marvelous. She's like, always participating. And yeah, that's so true. It's so important to have something to work for, like, to have the goals, to have the plans for life, to have the vision, because this way it makes it more meaningful for us. It's like we know why we are here. We know what we are here to give and to bring forward. So, and it's good when we are doing something what we truly love doing, right? And I was talking to Brandon off the air, and I told him, you know what? I don't even have the chance to kind of start embracing the holiday spirit, because I'm like so into what I am doing. And Brandon said, well, your business is your holiday. And it's true. This is so true. Right?
Yeah.
And
I definitely want to connect
it's
with
all,
Toby. She's getting a lot of interaction. Like, hey, Toby.
yeah, yes, she's amazing. Toby is, like amazing. She's always like, cheering, and we love you so much. And it just to say that, when we are doing something that we truly love, then
Yeah.
we don't feel like we are working.
Yeah, like
So
I said, it's like
I
a
really,
holiday. Like you, it's your holiday to do work because it's my holiday to do work. But yeah, I'm gonna spend time with my family and my friends. But like outside of like the actual holiday, every other day outside of the holiday, I feel like it's a holiday to me because I'm doing work within my zone of passion, and so it just makes a big difference. So yeah.
yes. And yeah, thank you, Toby. And we love what you're doing. She's also here to help to heal this planet, to coach people, and to bring her talents into this world. But what I wanted to say, yeah, so true. It's just like for people to start thinking about like what would I truly want to do that gives me the joy and
Mhm.
something that I don't feel, like overload with doing, right? And obviously, it's good to have some support, because when we venturing into something unknown, it's hard for us to figure out on our own. So that's why, like, listening to the podcast, interacting, and like coming to the workshop, see where we could find the answers to our questions, because the answers are always there. It's all about just tapping into that and understanding, and like really, really wanting to do that. So Brandon, tell something about like why would people want to? And I understand you're working like with the medical doctors and offices. Why would that important for them to have the blood work ordered from your place versus the commercial labs?
Yeah. So our clients who are practitioners, they order their own labs. We do the lab work interpretation. So that's the interpretation is what sets us apart. So essentially, in the conventional world of medicine, when they interpret lab work, they don't take in consideration your unique bio individuality. They compare you relative to a sample population, which does not represent you in the stage of life you're in, nor does it represent you nor your unique characteristics, therefore not making it a true interpretation of your health status. And practitioners who have a personalized healthcare philosophy really like what we do, and they understand the value that we provide because our solution takes into consideration their client's unique characteristics. Like I said, it was age, gender, ethnicity, pregnancy by trimester, menopausal status, menstrual status, and many more factors that more accurately interpret blood test results compared to conventional medicine. And those practitioners that have a personalized, preventative, and root cause driven health philosophy really resonate with our services and our software because they're fully aligned with personalization. And they want to treat their clients not like a number, but like an actual individual, and really take the time to get to know them. These aren't practitioners that spend 5 minutes with their clients. They usually spend 30 minutes to an hour with their clients because they really want to dive deep into addressing the root cause and not the symptoms. And our software helps them do part of that. So yeah, I'm very happy that I get to connect with people who are aligned with our values.
This is such a noble cause. So whoever is going to be watching any medical practitioners, please contact Brandon. I posted all the links, and let's make this world a better place, because we all are here for each other. We are all here to support and do things that make our life more easy and better. And I just love that fact that it's more personalized and it gives an accurate diagnostic to the clients, and it helps tremendously.
Thank you.
And this is something unique, and it's interesting, like, to meet people on the path with all these beautiful causes, with all these things that they are doing to make this this world to stand out, and really taking care of the people, not like the actual pharmaceutical companies, right, that actually just damaging the health, but really looking outside of that and realizing that it's not just a solution to have another pill and just kind of heal, because it's like you take the pill for one thing and you damage something else. So like people have to be more mindful of that and come more to the natural way of taking care of their health and bodies. And that's exactly why there are so many like health coaches and all these kind of companies that like Brandon's company, who actually here for people, not for money. This is so important. So Brandon, any last words, any good recommendation for people in terms of like what would be a great advice for them in terms of, you know, like living in the miracle?
In terms of living in the miracle, let's see, you take no risk, you'll get no reward. I don't know, like that's just the way I've lived, and that taking that risk has catapulted me into a position that I never thought I'd be at. So sometimes you have to take chances to do what you love doing. And the thing is, even if you fail, I think of it as failing forward, because now you know that mistake and you could capitalize it and get better for it. That's just the journey that you have to be on as you're trying to find your zone of passion. And sometimes it's unknown. Like with me, when I was going through my journey, it was unknown exactly what I was going to do. I would have never thought I'd be working for LabSmarts and doing blood work interpretation and supporting practitioners with a personalized healthcare philosophy. But I ran into it by just giving positive energy, creating and building genuine relationships with people, because those people have allowed me and directed me into the direction that I found to be like a very happy and fulfilling opportunity. And I'm happy that I'm with it, and that I'm going to continue to put in 110% effort. And it's actually kind of easy to put in 110% effort because we love what we do. And every day I wake up in the morning, 4:30 a.m. and I can't wait to start my day. I have a routine Monday through Friday, and I love the routine. I love the people I work with, and I love the target market that we get to attract and connect with. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And what I wanted to say to close off, just to say that keep looking, keep searching for your miracle, because it's right there. It's right inside of you. It's ready to be discovered, and just keep asking yourself what you truly want. And like Brandon said, you cannot experience the true miracle if you're not risking, if you're just sitting in your comfort zone. Because for you to see the true miracle, you just have to step out of it and just take that, you know, bold leap of faith and know that everything is going to be working out for you. Just, you know, always remember that we are living in a miracle, and we are making our own miracles in the world. Brandon, it was such a pleasure to have you with us. Come back anytime, and sending lots of love and life. Toby, thanks so much for your great participation.
Yeah, we meet Toby either.
Yeah,
take care, everybody.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. She's amazing. So everybody have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and stay in that beautiful miracle of life.
Take care.